Hey guys, Clarice here. I am so excited to finally be watching this for two reasons. One, I've actually seen Nobody and I loved it. I saw it about a year ago, so it's gonna be still fresh and new. And I'm excited to be able to really dive a little bit deeper now, knowing essentially the premise of the story, to really focus in on exactly all of the awesome stunt work that they do, the action, Bob Odenkirk, because Better Call Saul, and one of the greatest TV shows of all time, Breaking Bad. I don't care if it's stereotypical. It's true. Like, so we've got Bob Odenkirk and he kills it. So I'm so excited to see it again, especially because I believe that when I first saw it, I missed like the first couple of minutes of it. So there's a little bit of context there that I was missing. And I'm excited to see it all as a whole this time around. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed. And the second reason I'm really excited is because I have steak and potatoes right here on my table that I'm about to eat because I tend to film these videos late at night, and late at night I have like a weird eating schedule sometimes because of doing work like this. So this is the time I have to eat, and I apologize if some of you guys don't care for the munching noises. I try to do my best to avoid them unless y'all like them, but I'm really hungry, and it's steak. And potatoes, two types of potatoes. I got mashed potatoes, and then I got a potato hash that I did this morning with bacon. Y'all, it was so good. I was so proud of myself. But either way, in case you don't know me, my name is Clarice. I am an actress that was trained in New York City. What I do here on this channel is I watch movies and offer commentary and reaction material, talking about a bit more of the analysis of the acting, stories, and exactly what is it that makes movies and TV shows so great. Occasionally I do makeup, and if any of that sounds like your cup of tea, you can consider subscribing. Also know that I did recently start a Patreon, which means that there is a full-length reaction of me watching Nobody, right linked down below. It helps me create more content for this channel, and it offers incredible support when you guys help. So if you're interested in getting more full links and want to get more in-depth discussions, consider subscribing to the Patreon, which means that the video here that you are watching now is cut down for YouTube, mostly to avoid copyright. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and with that being said, let's get into it. I went very regal with my look today, guys. I am very proud of my lighting setup. I think we're good. Also, in case you're noticing, I made a mistake with my mascara, and I turned it into a heart-shaped beauty mark. Because why not? I decided to go kind of regal, or not regal, but a bit more elegant with my look today. A little kind of burlesque inspired, so enjoy. Special effects make it look so good. Yes, light this cigarette. Yes. It's so badass. I love it. Gosh, costuming and makeup did such a great job creating this look. And I love that Christopher Lloyd's in, and I forgot that he was in it.
Who the fuck are you?
Right? Say it. It's like Invincible. I apologize in advance, guys, if I say anything that is spoilery and you have not seen this movie before. I don't really know what you could consider spoilers, but it's possible. This is the scene that I missed the first time, so I'm happy to finally get some context behind it.
Put the phone down.
We don't want any trouble.
Is it a chick?
Gosh.
Yep.
That's it?
I'll use a debit card.
Oh, now I remember this, why they did this.
What about his watch? Take it.
Man, now I remember why these two did this. Alright, we have the first showing of a tattoo.
Let him go, son. Hey!
Oh, dang.
Baby, let's go!
Yeah, I remember them now. Ah. I know that they're gonna reuse that shot multiple times because this is gonna come back to him. So that was a really good use. Now, because I'm thinking of the different ways that they do the shot again, and what was actually going through his mind in that slow action where he made that choice to not act on what he knows.
I can't believe I let this happen.
The second time around, I kind of...
Wife.
Oh.
Beautiful kids. Broken into with the friggin'
Mr. Mansell, you know, if that was my family, we're gonna get out of your hair. Leave that garage.
You ain't no Jimmy. He ain't no Jimmy. I mean, they're the cops, you know, they're trying to help, but still, I'm just like, he ain't Jimmy. I appreciate my banter. I know this is a completely different people, completely different crew. It's just, I'm thinking about Jimmy because I just saw John Wick. But I will say, it's interesting knowing, because I didn't hear that prior, the last time that I was that I watched this movie. I didn't hear that voiceover thought, and it's very interesting to hear it now, knowing the movie, because it lets me a little bit more into his thought process, where it's like, okay, he is concealed. This is a man that's concealed a side of himself for so long, but it's still very pertinent about everything he does. Clearly, this is the kind of individual that you don't just slough off that life. It stays with you, and you can see it even in his like nightly routine of checking in and everything, and then that almost like prideful embarrassment to your pride, where all of a sudden you're like, wow, like this happened to my family. But it's not just, oh my god, my poor wife, my poor kid went through this. It's more like, oh, I let this happen and they did it with a freaking pizza box. Like, it's more like, I should have known better, I should have been better at it. Like that almost like criticism that people have over their profession, because at the end of the day, this was this guy's profession. So I could imagine that it's just that little tidbit of voiceover we get just gives so much more into his character and who he is, and also that dissociation that he must experience on the daily, especially now with this. I know that this is going to be the kind of event that, until the actual inciting incident continues, that pushes him into gear. This is the kind of event that's going to get like flashback in his face of like, oh, you essentially wimped out, or you got scared, or whatever it is. And I can imagine, just as thinking of any person in any profession that you take pride in, essentially a situation presents itself where you're the man for the job and you don't do it, and then people just keep reminding you of it. It's like, oh god, like,
I don't want it.
It ain't a matter of want, Hutch. It's the principle of need. Keep my sister safe, bro.
He's his brother-in-law. That's gonna come back.
They were scared. She had a gun. Hadn't been shot in a long while. It was,
Wasn't loaded.
empty.
Seriously? Now I know why you didn't do what you didn't do. Don't do nothing stupid. You hear me?
Okay. I just want to take it back to just show again that callback I was talking about with the shot of him looking, because it's well done, because they set up him looking at something. It plays, and Bob Odenkirk is doing a very good job at that continuity of doing the same thing every take. It could be that they use the same exact take, but it's still very likely he had to do multiple takes of this. The thing is, I can see right now in the way that the shot is, his eyes are looking at something. When you first see it, at least for me, the way I read it, it looked like he had a thought. And then the thought may have likely been something like, don't do it. Now, with the context that he's given, you can tell that, but what I'm pointing out is that is important on the actor and the shot to be so specific so that it's able to tell that story. Because now, since he did that work to make it so specific, you can tell that his eyes are looking at something, and that connection that we're reading is done internally so that he realizes whatever he's looking at in that shot, because I can promise you, he's not looking at a gun, he's looking at a camera. He's looking at the side of a camera, but the story is there in his eyes that he realizes something, and then that causes him to adjust and react, which is, don't do it, don't do the thing. And it's well done, because now, since that's the same shot, we see he gets it taken back, and then we cut, and we realize that what he was looking at was the barrel, realizing that it's empty.
Now I know why you didn't do what you didn't do.
And I remember the first time watching this as well, when I was trying to figure out who this guy was before they say that it's his brother and stuff. But that line was very key on, obviously we have an idea because of, have you seen the trailers or anything, you know, this guy's, it's kind of like a John Wick taken scenario. But I like that the clever dialogue isn't just telling you who this guy is. It's informing you through dialogue as opposed to just full-on exposition, which at times can be kind of hammy. So it's nice. I like it.
What they get?
Hey, Dad.
I got so excited the first time. I was like, Christopher Louis!
This is what it was.
Find it.
You can't find what?
My kitty cat bracelet.
Where was it?
In here. They couldn't have stolen that.
I forgot they stole the kitty cat bracelet. They done did it now. Not the kitty cat bracelet. Isn't it Hello Kitty? Isn't it Hello Kitty? I misunderstood the hands. The tattoos of the robbers. It's not his. That's why. He's keeping tabs. He's keeping track. He's keeping that. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Good job, movie. Good job. Oh, lastly, I would love to know. I doubt that there will be many of you, but if there are any, that's awesome. But as just someone who takes just curiosity and interest when it comes to the world of actual like espionage and investigations, detective work, police work, things of that nature, like as someone who takes interest in that, like just from curiosity and obviously from ever the need to have to play characters like this, if you guys wouldn't mind like sharing some of tidbits of if these are actual like tactical strategies, just because what I'm connecting is him remembering significant markings on the robbers like a tattoo reminds me of Taken, where the first thing that he tells his daughter on the phone before she gets taken is like, you have to scream out any notable markings, tattoos, scars, things of that nature. And with that, you have a little tiny bit of a roadmap of something to find to trace down a person. So that's interesting. And I'd love to know if that really is something tactful that like is used in this line of work, or anything else that this movie does correctly or accurately in any sense to that, in terms of that field of work, because I'm very interested.
I was looking for someone.
Thank you for your service.
You too, old timer.
I love it. I'm about to say no.
How can I help you? Send me in the direction of this person.
I really love that from just that subtlety and action, again, them showing us, it instills already the intimidation and the weight that this man actually carries. I love that. I love it. I love it. It also continues to play off of this fact that he is essentially nobody. He is not meant to be seen. And just watching way too many like interviews with the retired head of the CIA's like disguise division. I apologize that I'm blanking on her name currently. But her and her husband were part of the operation that Argo is based on. I've just watched one too many interviews with her just because I find that world fascinating. And it reminds me of something she talks about when she was asked, I am paraphrasing, of course, but when she was asked, what is it that you look for in a potential candidate for spy work, essentially, especially for your specific division? And she's like, it's not entirely what you think. She says that essentially part of the tactics that they aim for is that the spies that are actual spies, you would never know they're spies. They attempt to imitate this idea of the little gray man, someone that you would never take a second look at, someone you would never consider your doorman, your person that comes and delivers your clothes or your laundry or those kinds of things. The very little tiny people that any other thing, you're doing your thing, people are very... Because if you're going off of the base of just social psychology, people are quite egocentric in that they're focused on what they have to do and what they do in their day-to-day. So as long as you don't make any lasting impressions or any lasting impact onto these lives, you can just kind of sneak by being virtually invisible. And that is a huge asset that anyone looking to do this kind of work needs to have. So I like that in the movie, it continues to carry this idea of people asking him, like, who is he? Who is he? Who is he? And he's like, I'm nobody. I'm not here. I was never here, kind of thing. It's cool. And now these poor people. And by poor people, I mean these desperate people in a bad situation. He's already in the house. You know he's already in the house. I knew it. I knew he was already in the house. Dang. Ooh.
You know why I'm here. Because I'm a good man. I'm a family man. Most of all, I'm a man. The watch.
I love the switch. It's like meek, and then it's like super intimidating.
Kitty cat bracelet.
Kitty cat bracelet. The kitty cat!
Give me the goddamn kitty cat bracelet, motherfucker! What you talking about? I swear to God, I don't know.
Give me the god Damn kitty cat bracelet. That's why they did it. People in a bad way. Dang! Dang. Just gotta release that aggression one way or another. This next fight scene. When I first saw it, my gosh, I'm so excited to see it again. It's so well done.
They say God doesn't close one door without opening another. Please.
And that's, I gotta get his name this time. He deserves me to know his name. That's what I thought. It's Daniel Bernhardt, right? That looks like Daniel Bernhardt. The guy's so awesome.
Open that door.
He's so awesome.
Whether I'm wrong, whether I'm
I love the subtlety of that grin he has. Just like relishing this opportunity.
I hope these assholes like hospital food. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I love it so much.
I got it.
I love that he takes a hit. First off, I love that he gets a hit. Damn! 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 Oh my god! Oh. Damn! Damn, I forgot how brutal this is! Oh my god! Low. Low. Oh god.
Is it bad? It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. The glass made me wince. Like I'm like, oh. He's not done yet, ma'am. Madam bus driver.
Thank you.
Thank you. God. Dang! Oh my god. Did you break his trachea? I forgot he does this. Oh god. The fact that he does this.
Sorry about the mess.
He's like, I beat you all up, but I can't kill you, so gotta save your life. Makes your tracheotomy. Just backtracking, I was a bit incorrect in the inciting incident because I thought for some reason it was the bus scene, but essentially the inciting incident really was the robbery. Because the robbery is what propels him to then go after the robbers, and then from going after the robbers and then refusing that, or refusing to kill them, then comes to the mob boys essentially, and then that incites the manhunt after him. So yeah, that was the inciting incident. And if any of you guys are wondering what I mean by inciting incident, is in any story, TV show and or film, you want what's known as the inciting incident, which is essentially where your character has a life that existed before the beginning of the movie, and then some specific event has to happen that then incites the series of events that are going to take place within this film. You want your inciting incident to be poignant, to be direct, to impact your character immediately so that its lasting effects can essentially propel you to the rest of the film. I like the use of lighting. Well, that's a man that doesn't care.
Hi.
Here it comes. That one guy. Brah! God, so much. But, oh my god. So he's insane. I like that what that scene does is help tie the two worlds together. It shows you the brutality of this man, clearly, and the intimidation that he carries, and it started all from that nice long take of him entering from, you get like those cars stopping at him. This is someone who doesn't care, like he's commands presence, all the way to the end that shows you how intimidating he is of a rival. And then now, boom, we see this shot, and that's going to connect us to our protagonist. It's just a good way of, again, showing us to tell us the story instead of telling us. He took the chair.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I did not need to find that funny. Like, I feel like the humor of it is, the guy's like, hey, it just gets hit by shit. I need to calm down. It's really late and people are sleeping.
He attacked us unprovoked. One man! Don't you like him?
Oh, dang, I forgot he uses that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm not like you, I swear.
How can I find this man?
The Metro This movie is so well detailed. It's not to discredit other movies, but it really doesn't need to be. But because it is, it just elevates it so much. And I appreciate it deeply. From its editing cuts to its sound, the sound mixing in this movie is very specific, especially with those editing cuts. Everything is like a routine, and it's just building up and building up and building up until this disruption.
I'm out, no need to pay.
Твою мать.
She said goodbye.
Он нужен мне живой.
Beautiful.
That does look like good lasagna. It kind of looks like a veggie lasagna though. I'm wondering why. It looks really yellow. Could be the color grade, but it just looks really yellow for a lasagna. Unless like the pasta, I guess, is like fresh or maybe like with semolina to make it more yellow. I don't know. I'm being way too critical about this lasagna to the food stylist. I'm sorry. It looks delicious, guys. It looks really good. I'm just really hungry. Oh shoot, he already knows. They don't even get to enjoy the lasagna. I want that lasagna to make it as a weapon in some way. Yep. Move, 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 move. Nice. Nice. Oh. Technically, that's the first kiss they've had in months.
Don't
Or
call
in-
911.
Great line. Here, before this epic fight starts, I do just want to pay something to that I like that they make that a moment with that close up using a little bit of slow motion. Yes, it's used so often, but it has its effect if you really think about it. And the only reason I'm able to reflect on this again is because this is a second viewing. He talks about how he's having these issues with his wife and he feels so far away from her, and now at this life and death situation he doesn't want to lose his family, but if he does by chance, at least he remembers what a final kiss with his wife means and feels like. And sometimes that can be just enough little, it's just that moment. I really appreciate that they took that time to show us that before this fantastic fight scene. And they better not touch the kitty cat bracelet though. Like that is, ooh, nice. I love the use of lighting from the muzzle flashes of the guns to light them. I'd really like to know how they did that too, because it's lighting them. I mean, it could be VFX, but like, it could help that it's dark, but that's a lot. Well, I mean, if they can do it, it looks really good. It looks really good. It looked like, yes, the lasagna! Thank you, movie. Thanks. Ah, shit. I forgot he gets, oh man, I forgot he gets taken. Damn it. It's really good though. Because I was gonna say, I love the fact that in this movie, obviously differing in from John Wick, and the only reason I'm bringing up the comparison is from all of you guys recommending that I watch this. I will say, I appreciate a lot because he is nobody, because he is not a man with a name, essentially. He's a nameless assassin. I appreciate that it gives more weight to the stakes when he's in battle, when he's fighting, because this movie pays off that he does really take hits. And John Wick does too. Granted, John Wick does too. But I really like that, like, he's been captured, he got tased. Like, it's moves that make sense at taking him down without being withholding of his abilities, if that makes sense. For me watching this, it just makes me feel more grounded in the stakes. Quite honestly, I feel like in the last couple of fight scenes that I've seen, I have probably cringed and like reacted and flinched more at the actual hits, more than I have in a lot of action movies, perhaps even John Wick 2 slightly, just because they feel a lot more weighted. And that could be a testament to, one, the visual effects, where I feel like they look a lot more grounded, and that could be because of the lighting. The way that a lot of these scenes are lit is very, very realistic. The grit, the grain of the film, it's just making it look almost like a documentary in a sense. It's not documentary style, but to me, it looks a lot more realistic instead of hyper realistic, where something like John Wick can get to that level at times, which is great. I mean, it's awesome for a fight scene. It looks super cool. But in this, because it's so much more grounded, the blood is darker, the hits really land. It really feels like, and the stuntman, like, of course, it's a testament to the whole crew, to the direction, to everything. But everything is just pulled off in such a way where I genuinely feel invested in the stakes of these fights that are happening. But yeah, long-winded way of basically saying the hits land far more effectively than most action movies I've seen in a while, including John Wick, who has fantastic choreography. But this, because of the way that it's filmed, created, edited, it just feels a little more realistic, a little more like I could be in the shoes of this person, and you feel those hits. It just gets you. Forgot about this too. Like I said, it's been a while. I'm enjoying being surprised again. Oh. Hey, that's the same thing that Perkins did. Same thing Perkins did to get out of the handcuffs. Ooh, nice. Fantastic. I love characters making smart decisions. Says this as a car is flipping. It's just when you treat your audience with respect and like they have a semblance of intelligence, and you give us characters that actually make smart decisions in terms of life and death threatening situations, it's great. Oh man.
I never met a black Russian before. Yeah. Who the hell are you?
Nobody. I used to be what they call an auditor. An auditor, as in the last guy in the organization who wants to see at their door.
Well, I really appreciate that some of the most like crucial exposition in this movie is done through humor. I love it. I love that. It's similar to the Jimmy scene in the first John Wick. It says so much, but it's also funny. I love that they use the lasagna. It makes me so happy. It almost makes me want to really accredit the continuity person on set, because so much has been done within the story, within the shots, to continue on callbacks of different times, and I love it. I know that that's on everything, the writing, the direction, all that, but it just makes me think of continuity specialists. Wonder how his son feels, kind of like I wonder if he's like, whoa, wait, my dad's a badass? Like, my lame dad is cool? What? Or he's a murderer. But technically this is all self-defense.
Come on, you gotta give me something.
Yeah, come on.
I will. I love you. But I need you to trust me right now. Okay, blind for the last time.
That very line, like, blind for the last time. It's like, how many times has this woman been in this situation? How many times has she been put in this situation? Has it ever happened with their family? I remember the first time being so scared for Christopher Lloyd's character and being like, oh, no, not Dad. Now, I'm just like, let's go, Dad. It's fantastic. It's so good. So much of this is so playful. From the editing to the... I love how well juxtaposed this is. It's like the scene in Godfather, it's like the Breaking Bad scene that's influenced by that. It's just the juxtaposition with this soundtrack and then all of this carnage that's happening on screen. It's very playful.
You have some nerve to be here. Like this.
I think he has more than that.
What say you and I have a moment?
Уйдите все.
Love it. So good.
Let's both quit. Open a tiki bar in one of the lesser-known Caribbean islands and live your life far from me and mine. Think it over. I'll be nearby.
I love that in most of that scene, neither of them blink very much. If you notice, it's just the intensity of his stare and his gaze. Just as Bob Odenkirk is giving that monologue, he is staring him down, making straight eye contact not blinking even as he leaves, and he has it, he's still staring, he's not blinking, he's just staring him down, like, exactly. And I love it. A lot of times with commanding presence, funny enough, it makes me think of Elizabeth Holmes, but it's true, especially for camera. It's a lot better to try to get an ability to control your blinking, because a lot of times, you know, if you're in a, if I get a little closer, if you're in a really tight close-up, let's say my camera is fixed, but if you're in a really tight close-up and all of a sudden your eyes are just, even if you're, as you're talking, and all of a sudden your eyes are like just blinking all over the place or going all over the place and looking everywhere, and you're getting a whole bunch of these, it's distracting. It's distracting. But just holding the gaze, looking at your camera intently, sometimes maybe it's even like shifting your posture a little bit, something like that, just looking down, staring straight, and making sure that as you're leaving, you're not blinking, you're still staring, still leaning back. And I just love it. I just love that he does that. It's great. It's great. And same with Julian. If you notice, he's staring, and the thing is about his chin, just in terms of placement, his chin is down, he's looking up at him, but he's not blinking, and has got this tension in his jaw. It's not a smile, it's a teeth grinding, like, you've done this, fucking, like, that kind of thing. But he's still staring down. It's still commanding. It's meeting each other in the same level of energy. They're both, and also you could even look at that scene and say that it's a fight for status. And what status is, I'm just kind of having fun dissecting this and bringing up a lot of acting terminology, because the film is so well done. It's honestly so well done. It had no reason to be, but it's really good. But what I mean by status is, when you are playing any characters in a scene, there is always a stake in the status, whether you are high status or low status. Low status, it's kind of it kind of is self-explanatory. Low status, you're kind of hunched, you're beneath. Like if you're thinking of someone of high society, high status, you might carry yourself differently because you're holding that. And every scene is kind of a fight in for who gets to be high status, who gets to be low status, who's going there. And it's almost like this dance that you're fighting. And in this scene, it feels very much like, obviously Hutch has the high status. And so sometimes you can carry that in your body, you can carry that in your voice, you can straighten up your back, or like him, he kind of chose to have a bit more of a nonchalant attitude, but it's still intimidating because he knows the power he holds. Whereas with Julianne, he still wants it, so you can tell that he's fighting to get it, but he's brought himself lower. He's still looking up to him. And it's just ways that your body communicates, like, I'm lower than you right now in this scene because you've gotten me, and it's just staring him down. So it's just all of these little teeny tiny things that the actors are doing that are just helping better communicate the story and then give more believability and truth to the scene, because this is all imaginary, but you believe this moment that's happening between these two people. You bitches are getting a whole bunch of stuff. I did not think I was going to be talking this much about all of this with this movie, so I really hope that you guys are enjoying. I hope that you guys enjoy when I get more technical talking about the acting aspects of it. This is personally stuff that I love to do in movies, and this is a little bit of how I work with my process. I like watching movies to learn what other great actors are doing to command and to act on whatever it is that their actions and intentions are for characters. And I love learning. So yeah, see, and then lastly, then he's got his eyes closed. He's kept his eyes open the whole time, and now it's just there. It's little behavior communicates exactly what you want in the story. Now he's doing the same thing. Didn't look twice around in the traffic and just walked on. He really wanted to play that out. I love the grin of just sheer glee that he has, that he gets to play this scenario out. Owner. Cheeky. He got shot. So his brother said.
What do you want to quit now? Remember when I said don't do nothing stupid? Because I wouldn't come save your white ass? Well, here I fucking am.
Oh, Daddy's here. I'm trying to be slightly quieter because people are sleeping. And I love when his brother shows up.
But god damn it, Hutchie, if I didn't miss this shit.
I love it so much. So good. So good. Let's go. Love it. Ooh, nice. Love the use of the weapon as a weapon. Freaking 3 kills, 1 shot. So good.
Prepare for takeoff.
Oh, I love that. Nice. I'm in the fridge.
Das Verdada.
Through a storm and
Aww. I hate that he gets shot though.
Everybody dies, some sooner than others.
Really smart. That was so smart though. Oh.
You both got what you wanted, and I got shot.
He did get shot. Then he said that. He was like, I got shot. And he thought he was gonna get shot. Look at the cat. For his
I owe you everything. My life before you was, well, you know.
I know it's the same cat that he fed at the beginning, but it's
Thanks for letting me pretend I was someone else. If you give me another chance, I'll try to get it right this time.
Oh.
I love you.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm nobody.
For you.
Mm-hmm.
Does this house have
A basement.
Alright guys, that was Nobody. That was so much fun. I had so much fun watching this. I honestly had a lot of fun just dissecting the acting and cinematography and the direction and the screenwriting. Like, I really had a lot of fun just learning from this movie, honestly. Like I said, it was the second time watching, so I was able to really divulge and unravel a little more of the actual layers of the story itself and the way that it's communicated through the art direction, through the cinematography, the lighting, the acting, the dialogue, and it made it a really fun time. I was a little nervous at times when watching action movies like this for like a second time or even like third time, where does it lose its effect in terms of the weight of the fights and the stakes, because you know what happens in the end. But I gotta tell you, like, even knowing that he makes it out in the end and all of this stuff, those fights still felt so grounded. The stakes were there, and that to me is one of the most effective things that you can do in a film, is upon continuous watches, those hits still hit you viscerally and you feel that ooh or reaction from it. They've done their job and they're telling you a quality story. So that was so much fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys liked this breakdown on YouTube, I do have a Patreon where a full-length reaction. I go a lot more in depth talking about all of the different creative aspects that go into making a movie like this. And I had so much fun doing it. So if you're interested and would like to support, you can click on the links down below and check out the Patreon. Other than that, I hope that you guys have a lovely day. I hope that this was a fun reaction for you. I watched Nobody. And honestly, it was almost, I would say it was just as fun of a time, if not even more fun, watching it the second time now with you guys. So I just hope that you guys enjoyed, had a good laugh, enjoyed all of the fantastic ass kicking that is this movie, and Bob Odenkirk, man, and Christopher Lloyd. Like, it's just so much awesomeness all in the screen, and it made me happy. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and remember that you are worthy and deserving of all of the love and happiness in life that life has to offer. So live it out to the fullest. Take care of yourself. Please have a great one. Take care and bye-bye.